The ideal filming setup varies from person to person. Preference, budget, and having skin in the game all play roles. Yet, besides convenience, such a rig must spark creativity, inspiring you to film without overthinking. Or, as Chrisitan Mate Grab says, to just grab your camera and film something right now. After doing YouTube for about 8 years and rigorously researching pretty much all my gear, I think I finally found that, or at least I did, for my current situation of a small creator requiring the best bang for their buck. So suppose you're on a budget and plan to get into content and videography. In such cases, I suggest considering a similar rig. Disclaimer: everything in this video is bought with my own money, so for those wanting to support me, links will be in the description. The Canon R7. Starting with the camera body, I picked the Canon R7. The main reasons include its flawless autofocus, ease of use, colors, and no record limit in both 4K fine and 4K 60. Also the reliable control app, IBIS, good batteries, dual SD card slot, and the camera's great pairing with my dream lens, which I discuss in a moment. Downsides of the R7. The R7's downsides are the lack of all-intra and the APS-C sensor, which I have no issues with. As mentioned elsewhere, I considered the S5 too, yet as a Canon user, I couldn't resist the R7, especially for its price, on which I had a significant discount. For the cost of an S5 II, a battery and a kit lens, I got everything in this video brand new. Talking to a camera. Some say talking to a camera is difficult. Honestly, I don't think this is the case, as far as your autofocus is on point. On the other hand, narrating as if you are talking and actually liking yourself after is a different subject. And with the Canon R7, I feel I'm closer than ever, as the autofocus never misses and the colors are easy to grade. Media. This minimalistic rig uses UHS-2 SD cards, which make for affordable media. I got a couple from Lexar, which are pretty inexpensive and get the job done, but you can opt for faster and more premium cards like Angel Bird or something. Lens. Made about a decade ago, the 18-35 Sigma remains one of the most used videography lenses until this day. It's so good, some people adopt it on full frame, and according to others, that's the lens they picked if they had a single one for the rest of their lives. After a few months of using it, I kind of share that opinion. Being the full frame equivalent of 28-56, the 18-35 Sigma is highly versatile, like having 3 primes in one. Some say all you need is this lens and a nifty 50. Well, I actually plan on selling my nifty 50 as the Sigma hasn't been detached from my R7 since I got it. The lens has internal zoom and constant 1.8 aperture. It produces stunning images with excellent sharpness and creamy bokeh. It's also kind of a low light killer despite the APS-C size. Furthermore, though it doesn't have AS, it pairs perfectly with the R7's IBIS, giving me the freedom to film handheld and basically expand my creativity. Adapters. To work with the RF mount, the Sigma requires an adapter, and the first that comes to mind is Canon's standard EF2R. While this gets the job done in controlled environments, for sunlight, I strongly suggest the variation with internal NDs. Its only downsides is reducing the low light performance and kinda having a massive color shift when filming screens. Given that, use the standard for everything besides bright sunlight, for which you have the one with the NDs. And if you never film in such scenarios, just get the standard one. That will reduce the cost substantially and be perfectly sufficient. Diffusion filters. The 18-35 is highly clinical, which some people really like, while others not that much. Whatever the case, you can actually make it better by attaching a diffusion filter which adds halation. This means it reduces the highlights and contrast, resulting in softer and creamier images. In my humble opinion, it also makes the shot's colors look better together, yet for best results, you should select those properly. Diffusion filters have different densities. For now, I got Tiffany's 1.8 Black Promised, which is relatively subtle and kind of a gold standard. Currently, I also entertain the idea of getting its 1/4 version too. What holds me back is that it will likely make some of the particle whites in my aero way too blown, so you can let me know what you think and the version you use. Cage. I went with a brand called 18 for the cage and the handles, and besides looking awesome, they are readily adjustable and provide full access to the camera, including the mount, which is crucial for changing the adapter. The rig feels sturdy and well protected. It is also heavier, which stabilizes the shots further, as mentioned in my video on the cage and the handles. Bottom plate. I alternate between a Manfrotto and a DJI Ronin bottom plate. You can get such plate for cheap. It stabilizes the rig further and prevents it from tilting forward when I'm not filming. Apparently, the Sigma is quite long, as it's a fantastic do-it-all lens with 3 primes in it. Let me know if you agree. Monitor and V-mount batteries. Based on my current workflow, I don't really need an external monitor or V-mount batteries. Truth be told, the only time when I only slightly need the first is when filming A-RAW. In those cases, my iPhone gets the job conveniently, as that's how I control the camera either way. Yet, thanks to the mentioned accessories, you can attach basically anything to this rig. Overall, I'm delighted with this rig and even consider building a second one as a big cam. I also wonder if Canon won't actually make a more video-centric R7. Let me know your thoughts on that. The rig inspires me to improve my craft more than ever, and I pretty much never use my gimbal. I also don't doubt it will do the same for others in similar situations, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think, check my other content and the links in the description, and thank you for your time.